This video is about a story that I've made in about October 7th, 2022, I believe. This story is really unexplainable. It goes like this. One day, on a breezy October afternoon, the boy, me in this case, I'm just gonna refer to me as the boy, as if I'm the narrator, was age 13, who went to his friend's house, not far from his. They did some things, had fun, played truth or dare, and told stories. And of course, I was playing piano music on my phone at this time. He then started to tell a story about the Union Pacific Railroad's big boy, number 4096. He said there are only about 26 to 27 Union Pacific big boys built in secret. Union Pacific said they only had 25 of their infamous big boy locomotives, but they counted wrong. He started telling the story of Union Pacific 4096. He started off by saying, there once was an engine named the Union Pacific 4096 Big Boy. The engine was built in 1942, a year later than its sisters. The engine had a crash in 1945 when it was carrying wooden boxcars with explosives and gunpowder inside. It was also carrying different types of train cars as well. The engine crashed on October 7th, the day the boy told the story. The locomotive's driver somehow pushed the locomotive past its limit and went almost 90 miles an hour as it rounded a curve, crashing onto its side and tearing up the rails and destroying the road crossing. It likely was highballing. There was smoke and fire and great destruction. The locomotive gave out two powerful blasts of its whistle and then a horn following, before crashing. It had two whistles and a horn. The train tore up the ballast and rails as its cargo exploded. There was smoke and fire everywhere, as the driver had been impaled by the throttle and the fireman impaled by his shovel. Firemen, police, and ambulances arrived shortly. If you were there as it happened, you'd hear a faint whistle getting closer, and then you see the mighty beast roaring down the tracks as you soon realize what will happen. You'd hear a massive crash and the explosion with the sounds of twisting metal, and then it all ceases as you hear the roaring flames and sirens in the distance. The massive smoke cloud was visible for miles. Surprisingly, nothing but the whistle on the locomotive was damaged. The engine crashed at night. At the time, there were only two freight train tracks going through the area. Now, there is only a freight train track and the front runner track. Then the boy said, every October 7th, it is rare to see the ghost of the train of Union Pacific 4096. As the boy told the story, different things happened. They appeared. As the boy said, you could hear two blasts of the whistle. Two whistles happened. Same with the horn. The crash and sirens happened as well, and you could smell burning wood embers and see a thin smoke by the tracks. This is during the day when he told the story. His friends saw this and were at a loss for words. When it was getting late, they were throwing a soccer ball back and forth as the boy then heard the sounds of the 4096. He was spooked indeed. The story is not known by many. I am the only one who knows the great locomotive's fate. The end. Now, I have no idea of explaining how that story actually, became real as I said each word, each line. I heard each of those things. But this was a real occurrence. And yes, the thin smoke was right above the train tracks. I don't know how it happened. I'm going to play all the sounds as if they were on radio, which I've previously made something about this.